Hi, I'm Heather North from heatherscreativeblessings.com. I'm continuing to work on my bullet journal planner for the month of April. And in this video, I'll be showing you how I create my weekly and daily to-dos and calendar planner thingies. Very technical. So anyways, I'm starting with a little piece of washi tape for my weeklies. As I said in an earlier video, I'm going to try and keep track of where I am for each month by using a different kind of washi tape. So I have here this aqua and silver dot, that's my April. I just place it on one side and then flip it over and stick it to the back of that page. And like I said, this is for my weeklies. I'll skip a page, or 2 pages really, for my daily to-dos, and then I'll do it again for the next week. And I'll do this 4 times. I think this might even be my 4th one, because there's 4 weeks in April. My decorations are going to be very similar to my March. I'm just using a different washi tape. But I put a piece of washi tape along the left side and another one on the right side, and in the middle I write week of and then add the week. So again, I use pencil first so that I can erase it. It just kind of gives me placement. And then I'm going to come in with my Staedtler Triplus Fine Liner pen and fill in week of April 4th through the 10th. And then I will add another piece of washi tape. And now I can begin mapping out my week. So I do this very similar to my monthly calendar. I make a C, down 1 over 1 for my C, and then I go across 6 spaces and down 1, across 6 spaces and down 1. I continue to do that all the way across my page, and then at the end I'll do a backwards C to just signify that that's the end of that week. This is where I will keep my days of the week. And then I'm going to go down 5, make a mark, down 2, make a mark. I'm just going to check to make sure that it's right. I'm going to check with the previous month, and that is right. And then I'm going to skip a space. So down 5, 2, skip a space, down 4, down 3, and down 2. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Down 5, down 2, skip a space, down 4, down 3, and down 2. And the beauty of this is that you can make these any size you want. All of my boxes are 6 across, so I'll just fill in this calendar going 6 across. And I'll tell you at the end what I'm using each of these boxes for. But the great thing about a bullet journal is you can customize it to fit your life and your family. Now I'm just going to use my ruler and my lei pen, and I'm going to mark this out, making sure I leave that space in the center. And then I fan my page after I do this, because this ink takes a little while to dry and I almost always smear it if I don't do that. So it doesn't take a long time to dry, but just waving the ruler over there seems to help it. I'm going to go across and just fill in each of these boxes. I went a little too fast and oopsied, it went down the middle of one of those lines. So I just grabbed this mini correction tape and it fit perfectly in that little space. And now I'm going to write in the days of the week. For my weekly and dailies, I start on Monday and run through Sunday. On my regular calendar, I told you before, I start on Sunday because that's how my brain processes the calendar. It's how it's always looked at it. But in reality, my week really starts on Monday. So that is how I set up my week. And having this flexibility has been wonderful for me in keeping track of everything. These boxes at the top of my page are separated into different areas of my life and different things I need to keep track of. The bottom area on the left-hand side is more of family things. The right-hand side is more the blog and the business. And I write things in that space that have to be done this week, but not necessarily at a certain time. So spring cleaning might go on the left-hand side, and work on the new stamp of approval release might be on the right-hand side. And then below that line is things for next week. So on the left-hand side, remember that's more of my family stuff. So what I have on the left-hand side is mostly meal ideas and meal planning for next week. On the right-hand side, it's more my business side. So it could be like my Arts Walk quilt is due. So I might say Arts Walk quilt due on the 6th. Things like that. I'm going to go ahead and erase my pencil marks and continue adding in a few more things for this upcoming week. The boxes I'm filling out right now are for meal planning. I'm writing in my friction pen so that I can erase it if I change my mind. Basically, the top 2 boxes are family things. So the dog at the groomer, my son's spring break and games. And then off to the right-hand side, anything going on in the future, next week, dates and appointments, I'll write there. The next 3 boxes are for my business. So the biggest box is for Creative Blessings. It's for my blog, my YouTube. The next box is for Stamp Nation. And then I've got the South Sound Modern Quilt Guild and another design team I'm going to be working on very soon. It's a secret, so I can't tell you what it is. But watch my blog because I'll make the announcement either April 1st or April 17th. I'm not sure when I'm being announced. So once my weeklies are done, I start heading into my dailies. And I was writing in or drawing in a little banner flag, and I decided to just try using washi tape this time. I didn't like it just torn, so I cut it at an angle. And then I'm going to go down halfway down the page. I think it's 20 or 21 dots down. And I just do dash, dot, all the way across. Once I separate my page, I'm going to add the days of the week beside each of my little flags. And I'm going to alternate between that purple sparkly and the aqua and silver dot. You can set your page up any way you want. You can just do your dailies, and then once your day is done, add in the next day. But for me, it's easier for me and works out better for me to have the future planning of having each day separated. And it does mean, yes, sometimes I waste a little bit of space, but I'm okay with that. It actually gives it a cleaner look. And this way I can say, okay, on Wednesday I have I've got Bible study in the morning, I've got parent-teacher conference in the afternoon, and I have to take Michael to practice at 4 o'clock. And I can write those things in there and then write the things I want to do in between. Put the meal in the crock pot, etc., etc., etc. So I've got Monday through Thursday on the first 2 pages. I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the next 2 pages. And that leaves me a blank spot. I can doodle in there. I can write quotes. I can practice my lettering. I can do tasks that need to be done this week, but not necessarily on a specific day. I can have ideas for the next week or the next month. Limitless possibilities here. Once I have it the way I want it, I'm going to come back in with my pen and write in all of the dates and use my ruler to do a line under each day. If I ever have a day with more to-dos than space, I will give it its own page in my bullet journal. For example, when I'm leaving on a trip, I've got things I need to get done around the house before I leave, and I've got my packing list. That can all go on its own separate page. Or it can fit into that space below Sunday that's blank and empty. Once my dailies are done, I'm going to flip to the next page and work on my next weekly setup and just do all 4 weeks this way. This is new for me for April. Before I just did it a week at a time, and in between I would have trackers and goal setting and creative pages. I think this might work out better for me because one of the things I've struggled with is my future planning with the bullet journal. This way I can write things that are coming up in the coming weeks as I need to. And I can use the pages in between each month for those things I was doing in between each week. I'll be sure and let you know how that works out for me when I film my May video at the end of April. I'm just going to turn off the camera here in a second and finish filling out my weeklies and dailies so I can get this video uploaded for you. I'm going to include links down below to today's blog post if you're on YouTube, so you can see up-close pictures as well as the other videos that I have up today, and a supply list for most of the products I use. Any product I can find, I'll list it out for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my video, be sure and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more from me. And check out my bullet journal playlist if you want to see more videos of me putting together my bullet journal. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.